of the 47 of it all. The 47, y'all be like, how do you be coming up with these names? I don't know. But the 40 of it all. So the creator wants some things that y'all finna be getting in trouble for. Y'all gonna be sitting there looking perplexed. Y'all gonna, what does it say over here? Y'all, now over here is talking shit. He can go grab him a virgin and take him. And I just showed you over there that Levi was told that is an abomination to snatch somebody. That's an abomination to snatch somebody. That's why y'all put them to death. That's why y'all did that. And for y'all sitting there saying that y'all can buy a woman, all you got to do is just snatch whatever woman you want and buy. Y'all giving y'allself too much power. And that ain't nothing but them damn Hamites. That ain't nothing but them damn Canaanites that wrote that in there. Y'all lie. They a lie. Y'all never told us we could do that. Right there, it says what this says in here in Deuteronomy 22. And then it's also in the book of Exodus. Let's go to the book of Exodus. In the book of Exodus 22:16. They are lying. They went in there and added all this. David said they made the Torah. David said they made your Torah void because they added in lies. David said it. That's why they was chasing after David and trying to kill David because David found out they were lying. Y'all did that. And for y'all sitting there saying that y'all can buy a woman, all you got to do is just snatch whatever woman you want and buy. Y'all giving y'allself too much power. And that ain't nothing but them damn Hamites. That ain't nothing but them damn Canaanites that wrote that in there. Y'all lie. They a lie. Y'all never told us we could do that. Right there, it says what this says in here in Deuteronomy 22. And then it's also in the book of Exodus. Let's go to the book of Exodus. In the book of Exodus 22:16. They are lying. They went in there and added all this. David said they made the Torah. David said they made your Torah void because they added in lies. David said it. That's why they was chasing after David and trying to kill David because David found out they were lying. And that's why David started praying and asking Yah what the true laws are. And if you ask, Yah will tell you what they truly are and show you what they are. But you gotta ask. If you don't ask, then you won't receive. Closed mouth don't get fed. Exodus 22:16. Come on, thing. Then it says, if a man shall seduce a virgin who was not betrothed and lie with her, he shall provide her with a marriage contract as his wife. If her father refuses to give her to him, he shall weigh out silver according to the marriage contract of the virgins. Now, what the hell? Now you say he gotta pay him? You gotta pay him? Now y'all know that's a lie. That ain't what happened. What they got to do? They got evil put on them. Evil put on them. Evil put on them. Not buying your way out of it. You cannot buy your way out of this. Let's go to what y'all say about buying, selling your kids. Let me show you what it says about that. Leviticus 19. Y'all lie. Y'all don't even know these laws. There ain't no damn way that y'all told them that was okay. Tell them over here don't do it, but then tell them over here it was okay. That's the lie they added in. So they can go over here and keep graping people's children and just giving up money for them. And that's why people all screwed up in the head. Well, he gave us some money for it. It says that in the Bible. No, it don't. It says, let's go up right here. You should not eat over. All right, so now that's finished. So we were over here. So what was that at? Was that Leviticus? You should not make your daughters into what? You cut it off there. They don't want y'all to know that. Oh, that was the blood. That's what I was talking about. Hold on, let me find it. That's Leviticus 19. It's prohibiting sister-wife polygamy. You cannot do polygamy, people. Y'all can just stop that shit. Okay, so you cannot have first wife and second wife and third wife and fourth wife. You can't do that. So y'all can just stop all that. Now, where we going to? Leviticus 19. That's what we're gonna go back to. I was talking y'all and didn't realize this thing wasn't recorded, so I gotta go all the way back. So Leviticus 19, 29. Right here. So right here, Leviticus 29. I started reading up here. You shall not eat over the blood. You shall not indulge in sorcery. You shall not believe in lucky times. You shall not round the edge of your scalp. You shall not destroy the edge of your beards. You shall not make cuts in your flesh. You should not make cuts in your flesh for the dead, and a tattoo shall you not place upon yourselves. I am the Creator, Yah. Do not profane your daughter to make her a harlot, lest the land will become lewd and the land become filled with depravity. Now, over here in Leviticus 19, it's saying that, and then it's over here in Leviticus 18 and 18, it says you should not do what? You cannot have another wife, uncover the naked of another woman while what? The other sister is still alive in her lifetime. That's a sin. So that's a sin, that's a sin, that's a sin. So y'all over here with this stuff. And then y'all got to remember now, well, you was like it says her sister, but we're all related, people. We're related. So the Ephraimites and the Levites and the Judites and the Manassanites and the Gadites and Danites, they brothers and sisters. So if you go to that tribe, you are going on to your sister and getting one of them. That means you cannot do it. All right? So stop that lie, camps that's teaching that. Y'all got them harems in there. Y'all ain't doing nothing but defiling your own self. And that's how Mastema get y'all. That's how Mastema get y'all. That's how Mastema get y'all. That's how Baal get you. Get you with that trick of the trick. Now, it says here that you cannot do this. It says they are close relatives is a depraved plot. That's the depraved in the eyes of the Creator. You cannot be doing that. Now, and then it says right here that the reason that they got put to death, but Levi said, I sought the sentence that the Creator Yah was for evil to Shechem. That's why it was given unto them. That's why. Why? What did they do? Because of your sister Dinah. What did they do? They kidnapped her when she was a virgin. They raped her and then tried to marry her. Ain't that the exact same thing? Ain't that the exact same thing they telling you in this book that the Creator Yah said is okay? And Yah says, That's why they had to take the book of Levi out. Yah said, no. You cannot do that. Says, if a man find a virgin maiden who is not betrothed and takes hold of her. Y'all see what hold mean? Takes hold of her and lies with her. And they are discovered. Then the men, that means they hiding it.
If he takes it and hide it, it's okay. They even added that if it's discovered. It's only if it's discovered. Then the man who lay with her shall be give to the father her $50 in silver. You are lying, the truth ain't you. Y'all just said don't make your daughter a harlot. You just sold her virginity to this man. You are lying, the truth ain't in you. Y'all lying. And then over here, y'all said you think you know my laws. You don't know y'all's laws. You don't know the creator of y'all's laws. Y'all don't know. Y'all think you do. Y'all don't know shit. That's why y'all told Jeremiah to tell the people. Y'all lying asses. Y'all lying, deprived, nasty behinds. Y'all nasty. And that's why people don't like me, because I'm going to tell you, you're nasty. And y'all said, I will strengthen you, daughter of Zion. Says here, the deceit. Their deceit breeds their punishment. Their deceit breeds their punishment. Over here, then it says, you shall say to them, Jeremiah, you shall say to them, thus says the Creator Yah, will they fall and not rise? If he would repent, would he not return to them? Then why is this rebellious people of Jerusalem eternally rebellious? They hold fast to Gaio. They refuse to repent. I have listened and I have heard. They speak untruths. No man relents of his evil, saying, what have I done? Y'all hear, it ain't nothing wrong with this. There ain't nothing wrong with that. They all follow their course, like the horse racing ahead along in the war. Even the stork in the heavens knows its migration seasons, and the turtle dove and the swift and the crane keep their time of their arrival. But my people don't know the laws of the Creator Yah. You like, wait, what? And then it says the next page. It says you don't even know the law. It says, how could you say we are wise and the Creator Yah's Torah is with us? You ain't got the real Torah, niggas. Why? It says, indeed, they have made the quill of falsehood. The scribes have made it false. It is false, it is false, it is false. So you got to go digging through here. Let's go to Jeremiah 33:3. Let's do that in the Amplified so you can see that they took some stuff out. Well, I should have kept that because that's exactly where I'm going anyway. It says here, restoration promise. Jeremiah 33, and 3. Then the word of the Creator Yah came to Jeremiah the second time while he was still confined in the court of the guard, saying, thus says the Creator Yah, our authority, who made the earth, the authority who formed it to establish it. The Creator Yah is Yah's name. Call to me, and I will answer and tell you and even show you great and mighty things that which have been confined and hidden, which you do not know and understand and cannot distinguish. It is our job to distinguish between the unclean and the clean. It is our job to distinguish between the unclean and the clean. Distinguish between the unclean and the clean. It said, it put the word clench. How the heck it get clench out of clean? Then they spell clean over here with a K. The Tanakh, Hebrew, explicitly commands the distinguish between clean and unclean to maintain holiness. Holiness means set apart. Primary in Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14. These laws separate prohibits between that it's more than just pigs, shellfish, scavengers from permissible ones. It's more than that. These are these regulations. The priests have violated my law. They have not distinguished between the holy and the common, nor have they made known the difference between unclean and clean. Let's go to Ezekiel 22. That's the one I was looking for. And then it says, Leviticus 20, you shall therefore distinguish between clean animals and unclean. It's more than clean animals. It's clean laws and unclean laws. Hold on. Let me add that to that. Ezekiel 22. Does it not, particularly in the Torah, Pentateuch, mandate a strict distinction between clean Torah and unclean Tamid, animals, food, and physical states? This is certainly command designed to set Israel. The laws are primarily found in Leviticus, Deuteronomy 14. The key verses between clean and unclean, the foundational verse distinction. In Ezekiel 44, they shall teach my people the difference between holy and common, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. I said Ezekiel 22. It's Ezekiel 44. Hold on. Let's go to these sins of this land right here, and then we're going to go to Ezekiel 44. So, put my light over here. See my lights? Okay, so these are the words that came to me, saying, Son of man, say to her, you are a land that has not been cleansed, that has not been rained upon on the day of fury. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in her midst, like a roaring lion. Remember, we learned that that a lion means somebody who is doing something sneaky and underhanded, that tears her prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken away Jerusalem's treasure. What is Jerusalem's treasure? That's the Torah, y'all. That's the Torah. And treasures and work. They have increased her widows in her midst. Her priests robbed my Torah. I told you they stole the Torah. They stole the Torah and desecrated it. They desecrated it, y'all. They robbed the Torah and desecrated it. My sanctity, they have not distinguished between what? Holy and profane. They did not make known the difference between what? Contamination and purify. They hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and it became profane among them. Do y'all see that? What is holy and unholy? What is profane and profane? I just showed y'all today what is profane. Y'all said, do not turn your daughter into a harlot. And then these Negroes gonna write in there that it was okay if they grape a woman and pay they daddy $50, turning that child into a hoe. And that was righteous. That ain't righteous in y'all's eye. This is what's righteous in y'all's eyes. That. When they do it, take their asses out. Y'all need to stop it. And this is why the majority of y'all asses gonna go down and y'all gonna be over here in Micah 7 looking perplexed on the day of your visitation. You're gonna be looking perplexed on the day of your visitation. I'm gonna just Deuteronomy 44 and what? 23. It says, I start right here, the laws of the Kohen. They shall not shave their heads, nor shall they allow them to grow wild. They shall keep their heads trimmed. No Kohen shall drink wine when they enter the inner court. They shall not take a widow or divorce upon themselves for wives, but only virgins for the offspring of the house of Israel. But a widow who is only widowed, some Kohens may marry. So you can marry a woman who had kids. For them y'all that teaching that bullshit, you can't. You can. They shall instruct my people concerning the difference between holy and ordinary. They shall inform them the difference between contaminated and clean. Y'all ain't even doing it. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all said y'all conspiracy over here in Ezekiel 22. Y'all conspiring. Y'all conspiring with your conspiring selves. Over here with your lying butt. Then you get mad at us when we try to tell you right. And then what y'all say about that? What y'all say about that? Right here. Y'all over here contaminating with your deceits. And y'all done made the people pray. Y'all done increased the widows. Y'all done robbed the Torah and desecrated y'all. And y'all don't distinguish between what is holy and what is profane. Y'all don't even do it. And you do what? And then you hide your eyes from the Sabbath. I became profane among them. Y'all profane y'all. And your officers with her are like wolves. They are wolves. And they tear their prey and they shed blood to destroy souls for the sake of unjust gain, for moolah. Same thing we just got through talking about. You destroy souls for moolah, for money, for that coin that y'all love so much, for that coin that y'all love so much.
DNA of the African American doesn't really fit.
For that coin that y'all love so much. Y'all do it for that coin.
And so another way
This right
these
here.
secret societies like the Masonic Lounges and the Eastern Stars collect energy or do harnessing is when your mother, when your father, when your uncle, when your cousin, when they are a part of these lodges at the lower level, when you, even in sororities like in schools, like in colleges, when you pledge to these sororities like AKA and Delta, all this stuff, you are giving these, when you go through the phase, the right phase, when you go to the humiliation phase and all the other stuff and so on and so forth, but these different rituals you have to do in order to become a part of this lodge. What you are doing is you are agreeing these entities that reside behind the scenes of these said Masonic lounges, these orders, you are agreeing to them. You are giving them.
Okay. Fair use. This is for educational persons. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right. Now, let's go on over here. Now, what is y'all going to do? Because it says here, and this is Isaiah 41, the poor and the destitute beg for water, but there is none. Their tongue withers from thirst. I, the Creator, Yah, will answer them. Now, y'all just said over there in Jeremiah 31:33 that I'm going to answer you. And so we're going to start calling out for the truth. And then Yah says again over here in Isaiah 41, I'm going to answer you. The power of Israel, I will not forsake them. I will open up the rivers upon the hilltops and the springs in the midst of the valley. I will turn the desert into a pond of water and the parched land into the source of water. What is water? Water is the law. We're going to get the true law that feeds, the true law that flourishes, the true law that makes you jump up out, come jumping up out right here. Like the true law that does what? The true law that will make you what? Spring up. I shall pour out my spirit upon your offspring and my blessing upon your progeny, and they will flourish among the grass like willows by the streams of the water. Woo! Woo! That's the spirit of Yah. That's the truth. That's the true water of life. Right there. That's the true water of life. Not dunking yourself in a pool. You need the law to pour on to you. What did it tell what did he say over here in Malachi? Well, because Yah is female and male, so, and I got to get out of that. I've been working hard on getting it out of there. We gonna do what? We gonna do what? In Malachi it says, we gonna do what? It says, before behold, that day is coming, burning like an oven, when all the wicked people and all of their evildoers will be like straw. And that day, coming day, will burn them up, says the Creator, Yah, the Master of Legions, so that it will not leave them root or branch. You will not have root or branch. And the sun of righteousness will shine for you who fear my name with healing rays. And you will go forth and flourish like calves, fattening in the stall. And we will do what? We're going to trample the wicked. For they will be ashes under the soles of our feet. We're going to trample them. We're doing this right now as we speak. How? Why? When? What? Why? How? Because with the truth, I'm going to tell you again, the truth will set you free and set you apart. The truth will set you free and set you apart. Y'all ain't teaching the people what is clean and unclean. Y'all, the Creator, Yah said that you will make the place lewd. You will make it filthy. Filthy by turning your daughters into harlots. And everybody do it every day. How many people let their kids get raped and then they go get them $1 million check? Doing it all day, every day. All day, every day. And then y'all like, well, he paid them, it's okay. That ain't what Yah says. That ain't what Yah says to do. Y'all nasty selves. Yah says, take their asses out. Let me cleanse them. Let me pick through them. You take them out and let me pick through them. And y'all over here with y'all nasty self turning y'all daughters into hoes. You're nasty. And you're doing it for power and money. And the people at the church done told you it's okay. And Yah says, do not profane your daughter to make her a harlot. Lest the land will become what? Lewd. And the land will become what? Depraved. Depravity. Filled with what? Depravity. That's why everything look like it do. That's why everybody nasty. That's why everybody on all these sites selling their daughters and they think it's okay. All they got to do is go pray. And that because they done turned their daughter into a harlot, sold them out. And they done taught you, just pray about it. He's a good man. He needed some money. All right. Keep on. Keep on.
You want to be better than the radioactive cheese.
Keep on. Now, I'm trying to think, is there anything else y'all wanted me to talk to y'all about this unclean and clean? And this is just one example of the lies they told, the contradiction that they told in there. The lie. That's why they don't want you reading this book right here. That's why they don't want you reading this. Because you would know that y'all said we ain't supposed to be doing this. Come on, bride price. It ain't no such thing. Made it all up. And Yah said, I will strengthen y'all hand. I will strengthen your hand. Against what? The lies that y'all taught. Against the lies, the judges of Israel. This Israelites, Yah said, I'm going to start. Where does it say? I'm going to start at my, that's Ezekiel chapter Ezekiel chapter 9. And then he called within my earshot with a loud voice, saying, bring near those appointed over the cities, each with his weapon of destruction in his hand. And behold, 6 men were coming from the direction of the upper gate. They came from the upper gate, y'all, them angels that faces northward. And each man with his sledgehammer. They come with it. Oh, so they coming to be nice to you. They coming to have a conversation with you. Now they coming with a sledgehammer in his hand. But one man among them was clothed in linen, with scribe slate on his loins. They came and stood by the copper altar. Now, Yah tells us all the time, I'm going to make you stronger. I'm going to make your hooves copper. I'm going to make you copper, because you cannot. You have to fire up some copper to bend it, y'all. Y'all got to fire it up. Then the glory of the Creator Yah, the power of Israel, ascended on top of the cherubim on which it had been, going to the threshold of the temple. And then the called, H-E-Y, called to the man clothed in the linen, on whose loin with the scribe's slate. And the Creator Yah said to him, pass through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and mark a sign on the foreheads of the men who sighed and moaned against the abomination. I just showed you an abomination today. I just showed you abomination. Yah said this is abomination. What they did to his sister. That's an abomination. And y'all teach it's okay every day. It's an abomination. They kidnapped that woman and they raped her. And Yah said this is an abomination. What they did. And they sentence from the Creator was what? For evil. For evil. They weren't forgiven for it. It was for evil. Yah says, for those who moan against the abominations that are done within. And then the Creator Yah, said to those within my earshot, pass through the city behind him and smite. Y'all know what smite mean in Paleo Hebrew? Let's look up what smite mean in Paleo Hebrew so you won't think you just won't get slapped. I told you, I don't teach English. I teach Paleo Hebrew. Smite them, y'all. Smite them. Smite. To be smite. In Paleo Hebrew, smite is primarily derived from the root of nakah, signifying a forceful strike. Forceful, so it ain't gonna be lit, sir. Wounding and breaking into pieces. It implies more than just a physical hit. It conveys the shattering, a force, destroying, killing, often using a described severe punishment like a sledgehammer, y'all. Conquest or driving someone away from disgrace. The core meaning nakai, meaning to strike, smite, hit, beat, and slay. An actionable impact involves a greater force shattering, immobilizing a lesser force, causing it to become weak and stationary. Common context: killing, warfare, frequently used for killing in battles, such as David smiting Goliath. Divine judgment describes the Creator punishing and striking with disease, plagues, natural disasters. Figurative uses referring to the being smited with fear, sorrow, distress, and conscience. Disgrace refers to being beaten and driven away in disgrace. Job 30:8. The component letters in Paleo is nun, represents a seed, action, life, often indicates a continuous or active force. Kaf, representing an open palm, wing, implying to cover, to allow, to curb. The represents a window, a look, often marking a bird, as active in showing the outcome. Concept together, these letters can be understood continuously bringing down the palm, suggesting a heavy, repeated, and divisive blow that causes the force to stop moving. You gonna stop moving. Now, Yah, the creator Yah and the creator Hay says this. Then Hay said to those within earshot, pass through the city behind him and make them stop moving and smite them. And let your eyes not spare. Do not have compassion on them. Old men, young men, maidens, children, women shall you slay to utter destruction. But do not approach any man upon whom the sign, the tav, the word there is tav, T-A-V, tav. Do not go to the people who got the tav. Begin with my sanctuary. He's going to start in the sanctuary, priest. He's going to start in the sanctuary. What does it say over here? Ezekiel 22. What y'all was doing? Precept upon precept bring joy to her, and the precept upon precept also give judgment on your ass. Right here, it says, and there is conspiracy of her prophets in her mess. And they roar like a lion. So y'all said, I'm going to start with these people. I'm starting with Israel. Y'all says, let's go on over here. Let's go on to Micah. Micah says, the judges of Israel, I'm starting with them. Y'all gonna put them size eternities in y'all ass. We got 400. Y'all gonna get eternity. Why? All the wickedness you're teaching. You ain't teaching the people the clean and the unclean. You ain't teaching them that. You over here saying all of this stuff is okay. And I just showed you just one contradiction that the lies of the wicked scribes done put in this book. I just showed you one. It's thousands of them. It's thousands. You got to go in here and you like, wait a minute. It said this over here, but it's saying that over there. It's saying this over here, but it's saying that over there. Yah says in Deuteronomy 19, you have to have 2 to 3 righteous witnesses, y'all. 2 to 3 witnesses is a single witness shall not stand up against a man for any iniquity. Any iniquity, y'all. Let's go look what iniquity is in the Paleo Hebrew. In Paleo Hebrew, iniquity, abon, means something twisted, crooked, and perverse, representing a distortion of what is right. Derived from the root awa, to bend, twist. It signifies willful, habitual, immoral behavior, often linked to the metaphor of a crooked, unreliable path, a twisted cord. The key aspect of this, the picture graph, the words Avon, like Avon, you know, the people used to sell Avon, they sell in twisted, perverse iniquity, uses letters indicating a twisted or perverted eye, suggested a willful distortion of reality and a deep habitual moral flaw. Bent behaviors, unlike simple sin missing the mark, iniquity is a bent, twisted action such as fraud, perverse of justice, idolatry that actively deviates from the straight path of the Creator Yah's law. Twisted consequences. Avon refers to not only to the act, but also the damaging, inescapable consequences, crooked results, suffering, broken relationships caused by the action, carrying iniquity. The phrase to bear iniquity signifies experience that consequence, while the Creator carried iniquity refers to the Creator taking responsibility, the responsibility for the twisted behavior. Forgiveness explained. Now, it says here, now, a single witness will not stand up against any man for iniquity or for an error regarding any sin that he may commit. According to 2 or according to 3 witnesses shall a matter be confirmed. It has to be confirmed. And then it says, if a false witness stands against a man to speak up spiritually against him, then the 2 men and those who have the grievance shall stand before the Creator Yah. So they stand before the Creator Yah, not man. And before the Kohens and the judges who will be in those days. And the judge shall inquire thirdly. And behold, the testimony was false testimony. He testifies falsely against his fellow. You shall do to him as a conspirator. He conspired to do to his fellow. Eye for an eye, people. You shall destroy the evil from your midst. And those who remain shall hearken and fear. And they shall not continue again to do such evil things in your midst. Why? Your eye shall not pity them. Life for life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, and a foot for a foot. So that turn of the cheek ain't in here. Some bullshit ass lie. It's a bullshit ass lie. Got our people weak at the knees. This is why, right here. This right here is why we're going crazy. Why? Why are we going crazy? Why? Why? Why are we sieged in distress? Why? Why are we being destroyed? Why? Because we don't know how to discern between unclean and clean. We don't know how to discern between unclean and clean. And Yah says, I'm going to store it. I'm going to store it at my temple. I'm going to store it with my priests. I'm going to store it with y'all lying behind. And I can't wait till he get y'all off earth. And he get y'all off work. Yah says, store it there. Begin from my sanctuary. So, they began with the who? The elders who were before the temple. They coming for y'all. Y'all coming for y'all lying behinds. Y'all coming for y'all. And I keep waiting on y'all. Looking. See if y'all teaching the true laws. The seed law. See if y'all teach. We ain't supposed to be doing all these abominations. Y'all not. I don't see it. Y'all not teaching the true laws. You're not teaching. Y'all not teaching against that. Y'all not teaching against what is clean and unclean. Y'all still teaching what is clean and teaching unclean stuff that is prohibited by the true Torah to correct. This is what y'all are doing. Y'all robbing the Torah, desecrating it. Then just sanctity. They did not distinguish between. They did not do what? Distinguish between what? Holy and profane. They did not make known the difference between what? Contaminated and purified. With that, I'm going to end this video. Yah says, call on me. The Creator says, call on me. Call on me, and I'm going to answer you. Call on me. And there's going to be some of us. Ooh, I got to add this in there. That Malachi. My sister said, and my sister, I'm sorry, not Terry. My sister, Malachi 3. Malachi 3. See, that's what we doing now. We sitting around talking to each other about it. Sister said here, those who fear the Creator Yah spoke with one another. And the Creator Yah listened and heard. Then the book of remembrance was written before. For those who fear the Creator Yah and those who give thought to the Creator Yah's name. It'll be us. These are the same people right here. We're sitting with each other asking questions like, that don't sound right, Tess. I'm like, Terry, Sheila, Dominique, that don't sound right. That don't sound right what they say. So let's go research. And we sit for hours on the Sabbath research. What is clean and unclean? What's the difference between the clean and the unclean? That's us, right? That's us is right there. In Malachi 3, starting at verse 15. That's us. And moreover, the words of the Creator Yah came to Jeremiah. And the second time, while he was still shut up in the court of the guard, saying, Thus says the Creator Yah, our authority who made the earth, the authority who formed it to establish it. The Creator Yah is his name. Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things, fenced in and hidden, which you do not know. Do not distinguish or recognize. Have knowledge of understanding. What? We got to do what? We got to distinguish between what? The unclean and the clean. With that, I say all praises to the Creator Yah and Yah alone. Follow Yah's true Torah, true law, not the one they stole, the real one. Yah said, ask, and I will give you what? Distinguish. You will be able to recognize. You will have knowledge, and you will be able to do what? Overstand and understand. Hallelujah. And to Yah, hey Yah. Woo. To you, I'm wooing you, hey Yah. Send down and place upon my shoulders your wisdom. With that I say, hallelujah. Peace and blessings to you all.